as we come to an end of some of the craziest and bizarre stories from around the world that 2023 has brought us, I'm a little concerned and worried about what's in store for 2024. Like I said, this year has brought us some very interesting stories, to say the least, and very interesting characters and bizarre videos from around the world. Yeah, I mean, the amount of depravity out there in the world today is it's getting up there. You got a lot of influencers, you got a lot of problems, you got a lot of drug use. I can't escape some of the, I call crackheads around here, even though I'm kind of sort of out in the middle of nowhere. They're still coming out here like you wouldn't believe. And the influencers that we see on a daily basis is just incredible. And the amount of topics that this brings up as well with a lot of people, and just...
Whoever fought for women to get jobs. Why? Why did we do that?
Yes, 2023 has brought us some very, very interesting things, to say the least. But it's not all doom and gloom and bad things. There's still lots out there that's very positive about what happened in 2023. And
whoa! Oh my God!
Yes, that guy didn't look fazed at all by that. Not at all. But like I said, there's a lot of positivity with 2023, and a lot of us had a lot of fun, friends and family and whatnot. Getting along, just having a great time online and in person as well. There's many thought-provoking and hot topics and conversations that were very important to have throughout 2023. And with all that, also followed a lot of the censorship that followed suit with that. Fortunately, a lot of people got around that censorship. We all know about Elon Musk, and formerly known as Twitter. It is now X, where a lot of conversations take place now. A lot of uncomfortable conversations take place. And yes, it's actually not a bad thing. We are starting to see a lot in the news from this year. A lot of terrible things, but like I said, this is not, it wasn't all doom and gloom. There's still lots that can be done. Many are still fighting a good fight and trying to change the minds of humanity. Here you see, this is what you would call social credit score. But yes, there's still lots of work that needs to be done. A lot of conversations that still need to be had. And throughout all that madness, 2023 has brought us, I still managed to still have a very good time with friends and family and many of you online. So, I mean, there's still more highlights. I'm going to do another reel. I'm going to do another thing of the actual highlights of 2023 for me and friends and family. And I just thought I'd throw this up because, it's kind of a silly thing to do. And there was a lot of stuff to go over this year. There was a lot of things going on. I mean, it's been a busy year for a lot of people. And, here we are. We're going to go back, and there's going to be elections coming up and everything else. And, we have to keep going and keep doing what we do best.
The price of milk.
Yes.
Yes. We love the price
I got
of milk.
one.
There's lots of us. And those of us that are ready I fucking say a prayer for each and every one of us. And for those of us that aren't ready, I'm real sorry. I love each and every one of you. Stay the course and fucking get ready to resist.
Hategate is the most outrageous scandal happening in Canada right now. There are now receipts that prove the RCMP, Justin Trudeau, politicians, the media, and police all parroted lies coming from far-left anonymous Twitter troll. Basically, Antifa accounts that accuse everyone of being racist. You know how James Topp got accused of being white supremacist along with the entire trucker convoy? It's all coming from the same place, the Anti-Hate Network. Not only does the Canadian Anti-Hate Network have an extreme far-left bias, but individuals in this group have been caught lying multiple times. And unfortunately for Canadians, our major institutions will just repeat those lies without even fact-checking. This is how they justified the use of the Emergencies Act during the trucker conflict. We have the receipts, all the information is there. Go to hategate.ca or look for the hashtag HateGate on Twitter.
Yes, and we will continue to expose, and continue telling the truth and bringing out the truth, bringing out these topics that need to be done, bringing up the fact that we have people in jail right now who are basically political prisoners with a lot of lawfare and everything else is going on. We're continuing the good fight with that as well. And then on to other topics. AI this year. AI has been a big topic this year as well. This is going to be an interesting thing to get around with a lot of people. And we're going to continue doing whatever we can there. We're going to continue exposing that, making fun of that, having some fun with that, because a lot of people are still having a lot of fun with AI. We're still going to keep running into people that are interesting folks like this guy with the mustache. And yes.
All right, just bear with me for a second. It's not going to make sense yet, but what I'm about to show you is crazy. The clip you're about to see, I never filmed it at all. It does not exist in real life. Just watch. The video you're watching of me right now is completely AI generated. It sounds like me, looks like me, and it's even the same background I use for my videos. AI is getting pretty scary, and soon it'll be hard to tell what's real and what's not.
Terminamos el día de rodaje.
So yes, we're going to continue to rip the mask off and expose what's in beneath. In the meantime, all the best for 2024.
We are living in a villain's world, and they designed it perfectly. We eat the food they give us, vote for one of two people that they tell us to, and watch the movies that they show. They take our attention as soon as we reach age 5, and they never give it back. We go to school for 8 hours a day learning what they want us to. They scold us until we obey, and then they praise us when we do. They make us form a habit of waking up and spending our entire day in a building that we wouldn't choose, so that when we get older, we are willing to do the same. Following orders becomes comfortable when we spend our childhood doing what we're told. So when we're older, we hesitate to stray outside the norm. They tell us that we should do anything we can to attend a university, because if we don't, we will fail. They manipulate us into financial dependency at a young age so that we stay liable to the system. They've given us a currency that only has value because they say it does, and we receive it by working at a business that they own. Their millions become billions while the rest of us are forced to sacrifice our time for a minuscule fraction of what our work gains for them. They provide us housing, but make it costly so that we struggle to accumulate enough wealth to escape their system. Our supermarkets are full of brands that they possess, to the point that it is difficult to find ones that they don't. Our meals are either purchased from a store that they most likely own, or created with ingredients from their brands. They tamper with the food they give us and pump them with toxic and addictive chemicals. They make the most harmful foods the cheapest and most convenient so that it becomes an offer that we can't refuse. Over time, we become addicted in many more ways than one, and they bombard us with temptation on every billboard or commercial. When we get sick from excessive consumption of this insubstantial food, we are forced with almost no other option but to give up financial solidity for the sake of our health. We pay thousands to facilities that they own so that they can prescribe us more harmful chemicals that simply numb the symptoms. They revolve society around addictive foods that cause disease and expensive drugs that mask them, so that we stay in a forever grasp of their system. We only ever consume content that they provide. Our news channels are operated by them to persuade us into two opposing perspectives, so that we never share a same opinion. Why do you think it's free? They feed us shocking news headlines that provoke emotion and grab our attention away from what's really going on in the world. They've granted us with superficial idols that portray luxurious lifestyles so that we strive to be like them and associate money with happiness. They keep us focused on worldly problems that they've created to keep us zoomed in on our physical reality and detached from our Creator. If we keep our attention on what's going on around us, we will never be present and see the truth of God within us. The villain who runs the world knows the truth of our potential, and it's in their best interest to keep us distracted and willing to submit to a system that thrives on fearful compliance. Imagine if every person on this planet believed that we were created for a reason. We would unlock an unbreakable faith within ourselves and reverse the pyramid of power in which society was built. We would see past the lie that we've been living and turn to each other for help rather than depending on our corrupt leaders. Corrupt leaders who have accumulated a discrete monopoly that succeeds in circumventing the eyes of those who are unaware through the illusion of choice. The majority of us see the world as it is portrayed, diverse, coincidental, and plausible. To someone who lives day by day without taking a step back, the world kind of seems to make sense. Then we look behind the curtain and see that it really makes sense. Where there is one lie, there is many. Once we see one lie, we will find ourselves on an endless spiderweb of mass deception. The blindfold tied around us in childhood will loosen and light will be shed on our fabricated reality. Those in charge of us do not have our best interests in mind and never did. It has been a power trip from the start, and we have gone along with it since the birth of society and will continue to until we see a reason for change and stop pointing fingers at each other.
Good day, everybody. How's it going? Man, there is a lot going on in the news. I don't know if you've noticed. I've been noticing a lot of stuff. I've been noticing a lot of patterns coming up and noticing that there's a lot of the same situations and the same stuff and the same everything else. Like, I'm just reading a whole bunch of stuff and just noticing that there's a lot of things going on that is part of the same problem. Just on and on and on. And yeah, just reading some of the stuff here, like, Jesus. You know, like what's happening in Ireland and around Israel and the West Bank, and just noticing a lot of stuff, noticing patterns, and just noticing things, right? And, oh, what's this? Oh, go to the other phone, let's see what's going on here. Oh, this just in. Noticing is now considered a thought crime under the blanketed term of hate speech. Uh-oh.